Oh, there it go. We are live. What's going on, good people? Back with another episode of the Stacking the Deck with Love podcast. I'm Dre, and I am with my sis, Empress Chrissy, the Alchemist Goddess. What's going on, sis?
Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Another one. Back for another one.
Back for another one, man. How the week going so far? I know we just one day into the week. How was your day today?
It's going. It's busy as normal, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool for me too. I've been dealing with some little frustration trying to get over certain humps in my life. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good though. I ain't worried about it. Um, Today we got a really good topic of discussion. Something that a lot of us go through. Um, a lot of us deal with. I mean, on different levels. But it's specifically in the arena of love, and that is letting go when you still love. That's some real hard stuff to do. It's like when you really feel a certain kind of way about somebody, and especially if it's like a situation where the the relationship or whatever didn't end on like super bad terms, like it wasn't no disrespect or it wasn't no cheating or stuff like that. Like that, it's hard when you can't get on the same page with somebody. It's very difficult, especially if they good people and you love them. Um, but what you find yourself doing is you kind of, not even kind of, you hold yourself back by trying to keep this relationship going or keep it in the place that it's in. Not to say that you won't, circle back around and eventually realize the potential of the relationship, but we tend to kind of try to like hold on for dear life, like it's a car. He didn't, somehow got outside the car. You on the door on some action movie type.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying, and we try to hold on, and it causes a lot of resentment at times. It causes a lot of emotional. This is all from personal experience. It causes a lot of like emotional outbursts, a lot of just misunderstanding or misintended. Uh, Basically, you hurt your own feelings. Like you hurt your own feelings. Like you will hold yourself in a place, and when people don't respond the way that you would like for them, because you feel like that you should be able to control how they respond in certain situations. You hurt your own feelings, and you got to come to the conclusion that you know, like you said before we came on here, that other person has free will. They have their free will to make the decision to do what it is that they want to do and see fit for their life, no matter how much sense it makes to you, no matter how aligned you feel like you are with them. Um, as tough as it is, you gotta understand and realize that you can't be so forceful or so you can't dictate how a situation is gonna go. You gotta once you make certain decisions and once things are done, you kind of gotta just back off and
Mhm.
fall back. Fall back. It's tough. It's tough as hell. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I got doctorate in this. I told that last week.
right, 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 right.
Today I took some notes.
I got a bachelor's. I ain't got a doctorate. I think I got my bachelor's.
I got a doctorate for this right here. They prepared me for this right here. I'm telling you. I took some notes on this because I'm like, man, when I browse the social media, I often see this, and it's really a big part of life. but it's a difficult part of life. Um, I got some practical things that you can do when and only you know when it's time for you to let go of a relationship. Uh, when I have let go of relationships, it wasn't never because I didn't love the person. It never because I didn't love them. That was a problem. Um, so that's more difficult when you still love that individual. So I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna give a couple like practical steps. You know, um, the first thing is I wanna ask this. Think about this when I go through these steps.
Hmm.
Are you putting more into the connection than the other person in any capacity? Or you put more money or resources, or you calling more, or you texting more, or you putting more into it than the other person? Think about that. Okay. So be true and honest with yourself about the connection. When it comes to letting go, it's an echo. Um, you have to be true and honest with you. Aside from that individual, this is just you and you, right? Then you must become clear on what your general desires are in a mate, in a relationship. What are your desires? What do you want in a mate? You gotta say, okay, the what I have now, is that close to my desire? Is it in alignment with my desire? Is it the same thing? Is it different? Is it opposite? So once you compare those things, like, okay, I want this, but that's what I got. What are you willing to do with the individual to make it to get it more aligned? Or are they willing to work with you? You willing to work with them to get it aligned? You must be truthful though. That's the biggest thing, man. We can't lie to self. It's gonna keep you stuck. Okay. Don't give them points that they didn't earn, and don't take away what they have earned. I had a habit of, when I see you, Dre, I see you at your elevation. I got that gift. So I'll interact with you in that spot, but you haven't really earned it yet. That's not fair to you or me. It's not wrong, but you have not made that step yet. So I found myself in relationships, and I'm dating a guy. I see him where he ain't, that where he don't see it. So I'm actually delusional. You think about it. Okay, I can hold your space for you, but I have to see you for where you at right now and be truthful about that and take full assessment. And don't give them logic. If they don't call you right, they get dinged for that. Don't give them, don't let them know. They're not calling you properly. They're not spending time with you properly. They leaving your messages unread. All that stuff is unacceptable if you in a relationship. How about say, oh, maybe his phone dead. Maybe he lost his phone. That's no, don't don't do that. See things for what they really are. That's when you are able to say, you know what? The truth is, I love you, but I got to go. You may cry for 2, 3 months, but trust me, them 3 months be better for you than 6 years of unhappiness. And a lot of time when you stand in that power, that other person, sometimes it make them change.
Hmm.
Sometimes it won't. But if you if you stay and continue to be a doormat, nothing gonna change. Love don't change anybody.
Right. Yeah, that's real. That's real. And like you was just saying, like, sometimes you be on different levels, and a lot of times that's what it is that one person is on a certain level of understanding, the other person is on a different level of understanding, and the fact that that gap that's there is what
Mhm.
keeps is no matter the amount of love there, the gap there is what keeps everything misaligned, and it keeps it, like you said, like you'll feel like a doormat. You'll feel like you let too much stuff slide, and you will hold on to
Mhm.
stuff, and then eventually you begin to be resentful. It makes you be resentful,
It does.
and at the same time, you still don't want to. You be in a certain place where, as resentful as you are of how things have gone, you still don't want to present it a certain kind of way because you don't want to like hurt their feelings, or you don't want to sound a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So instead of finding a way to speak on that, finding a way to communicate effectively, you kind of just like sweep it under the rug.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You might try to explain it, or you might try to articulate how you feeling. But again, if you're not being authentic in your communication, the only thing that's going to happen is it's just going to build more resentment, and that gap is going to get you know uh, wider until, like you said, you either decide that you're just going to always be a doormat, um, or you're going to decide that you're going to live in the misunderstanding, or you're going you get to that point where like I gotta make a change. I gotta go. Like it's
Mhm.
painful. It
It's
is.
painful.
It's painful as that shit is. Like
It's
you just
painful to stay and painful to go. But it's
yeah,
like you're gonna hurt either way. So you want to
right.
stay, perpetuate that pain, or you want to go through the pain and get to a level where you will meet someone who's
Mhm,
gonna reciprocate, who's gonna love you back, who's gonna but everything starts with you.
mhm,
And it's like if you are putting in more than you're getting out, you trust me. The, the more I gave to my relationships, the worse I felt. Don't keep it a buck with you. The more I tried to make it work, the worse I felt. The more unhappy I became. I'm
mhm,
doing all this. I'm doing this. This shit ain't nothing changing. So I became more and more unhappy. Like you said, resentful. So, and I had to realize this person is choosing to do something else. Where's my choice? I'm
right.
leaving it niggling around. I'm just leaving around. No, use your choice too.
Mhm.
You get one too.
So let me ask you this: What happens when both of the parties in a relationship feel the same, but they're looking at it from different perspectives? Is that the gap that we was talking about?
That's going to be very effective communication with that
Mm,
because that's the thing about it. If you do have a different perspective, but and you're open to communication effectively, then you should be able to take care of that. It's the thing that we don't talk, we don't
right.
communicate, and I'm gonna be real. I always be real on this computer. I'll be real. There are times where I just said fuck it. Don't call me. Don't call me no more. I'm cool. I'm good. With no explanation. Why? Tired of trying. The same bull. But we got to realize that. Told you before we open the call. We this is my sisters. Mm. We women and men love totally different. It's totally different. And when I really realized that, I realized just how much not knowing, not realizing that, or not being aware of it in the forefront affected my relationships.
Mhm.
Because you can speak on it. You know, women love a totally different way than a man do. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and I don't think we really realize that. And that's a
That's
big
true.
disconnect.
That's true. But what about this also? What about, okay? So say if the woman loves how the woman loves, but she might have a more she might have more masculine energy, not necessarily like man energy, but like more fire energy. And then the man might love how the man loves, but he has more water elements. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like all of that, you got to take all of that into account.
You
Like you know
do.
what I'm saying? You got to take all that into account, and that's what it goes back to, that effective communication that you
Mhm.
talked about a minute ago. Like you got to know, first of all, you got to know yourself. You got to know yourself enough to know how to get somebody to respond to your love language, your I ain't gonna say triggers, because you know you're responsible for your own triggers, but at the same time, like you gotta kind of communicate in a way in which you kind of lay everything out there, and also be receptive enough and respectful enough of your partner to, you know, see where they are, so that you can kind of uh what's the word I'm looking for, basically just um be diplomatic in your communication. Like, not to say that you shouldn't speak your mind. Always speak your mind. I always believe truth and honesty is the best policy, like, you know what I mean. But there's a way to do it, you know what I'm saying. It's a way to come at your partner and not just be so, you know what I'm saying, like, you know,
Yeah.
because a lot of times the misunderstandings that we have are just that, they're misunderstandings. Like, no one's, I mean, I ain't gonna say no one. Most times people aren't trying to hurt you, hurt your feelings, nothing
Hmm.
like that. They just kind of
Right.
react to, they just moving out of the energy in which they're used to moving out of, what's comfortable for them. So we got to take all that into account and not be so offended, you know what I'm saying, as people.
Hmm.
Like, I think in the last relationship I was in, I think that was the first time that I was able to take criticism and it didn't bother me. It wasn't like a personal attack. Now, it may have taken some time within the relationship. It might not have been like that from the beginning, but I felt like by the end of by the end of it, I was able to take criticism. I was able to hear negative things about me, or things that I needed to do better, without being triggered to be like, "Will you do this?" You know what I'm saying? I think I was able to um, be like, "Okay, I see how you can feel like that." You know what I mean? Um, so a lot of it is really effective communication, understanding where you are, so that you can be a part of the solution versus a part of the problem. You know what I mean?
Hmm. You spoke about if the female is more having a more of a masculine type energy in the love, and
Mhm.
then, or you saying the guy has a more
Like
feminine?
like, okay, like for me, example, like I'm a 27-degree Cancer Venus. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it don't really get too much more nurturing than that. So I'm more of a nurturer, you know what I mean? Like I'm a dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not soft and nothing like that.
Mhm.
But I love soft. I'm a nurturer. Like, I wanna, I'm gentle. Like, I wanna
Yeah,
be
teddy
gentle.
bear.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That type of shit. That type of shit. But a lot of times that's misread, and your partner might read that as like you soft. So then again, I'm a Cancer. I go the fuck off, and then everybody say I'm crazy. Like, no, I'm not crazy. I'm just passionate. You know what I mean? I give you a lot of leeway before I go the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell you, all right, I'll probably go the fuck off if you do this. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you saw like I'm not forceful. Like everybody got free will. I'm not a forceful. Like I'm not a yeller. I'm kind of a yeller sometimes. Kind of a yeller when I get to that level. It take a lot. It take a lot to get me there, but I do get a little. I get a little passionate. But this ain't this necessarily about me. I think more of the point of what I was trying to get at is that people need to understand like their elemental makeup. They need to understand their partner's elemental makeup, and not necessarily even if that's not something that you're really well versed in, you need to just have a general awareness of your partner and how they receive certain things. Um, and the goal, like when you're trying to communicate with your partner, the goal should always be solution. It ain't to be right. It ain't to feel like you overpowering. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, but I feel like a lot of this, and like I said this before we came on too, is, and this is part of it is even from the whole topic of letting go when you're still in love. A lot of it has to do with ego, and this particular part is ego as well. Like we get in these misunderstandings when we want to be more so right than get to a solution. And I know we kind of I'm trying not to go off topic. Trying
Oh,
not to go off topic,
you still on topic because
but
it's
I mean that communication piece is very important. Like, it's very
yeah.
important to understanding when like the situation is salvageable in the moment, understanding when you got to let go, understanding where it might be time to recalibrate. So that's kind of more what I'm getting at. Sometimes you can be in a situation with somebody, and it might just be that y'all just not on the same page, and no matter what you do, y'all not. So it's like instead of sitting here trying to put this square peg in this round hole right now, you need to take a little time to you know elevate, um, recalibrate, get more in a line, and then you know, maybe in time we can resume. But like when it's in that moment where it's like that that moment where it's just really tough, and you realize that it's not being beneficial is more of a you know it's more of a bad thing. You just got to decide to do what's best for you, make that
Mhm.
move.
But if you can't decide, if you can't do it, because I've been in that position too, where I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't let go. So in those situations, you have to really just stay mindful of your health, you know, your emotional well-being and your health. And if you can't do it and you do walk a spiritual path, work with your ancestors or your spirit guides, this is when you're gonna really lean into them to help you, you know, on that situation, give you grace, help you out. Because I've definitely had to ask for some extra, but what I learned, Abraham Hicks always say is true. Words don't teach. And it's like they really don't. So they had to show me, like, let me see it play out. Let's show me.
Hmm.
And I'm like, yeah. Another thing too, time.
Yeah.
I ain't saying no couple of months, a couple of years. Talking about a long time.
Hmm.
So over a long period of time, you see, okay, this shit ain't changing. It's not changing.
Right.
So I got to let go.
Hmm.
I gotta let go for my health, my emotional well being, and there's so many other people on this planet that you can interact with, you can engage with. You're really missing out on other opportunities.
Yeah, I remember one point in time. I don't know if we was talking on here or we was talking off the camera, but you was talking about how we have like
Contracts.
you got contracts and we got different assignments. So it's like,
Mhm.
sometimes these situations end, especially when they get to a place where it's just untenable, that it's because you're supposed to actually be somewhere else doing something like learning a lesson. It might be like almost you can almost like equate it to like when you in when you're in high school, you got your core classes, you got English, history, science, math, but then you got your electives. Like you can go do African American studies or something like that. It's something like that. It's more of an elective course, um, where you go and learn a specific thing outside of the relationship that
Mhm.
you feel like you're supposed to be in.
Yep.
That's look at it anyway.
Yeah, I learned that some years ago. It's like I was stuck in a situation, and when I finally, let go, I was like, these damn guys. I'm like, these damn, I'm beating this guy, this guy, this guy, and it's like because you had other things to do when you were stuck in that spot, you had stuff bagged up that you
Hmm.
missing out on.
Right.
So, and then hey, we say time don't mean time ain't really real, but it's blocks of energy or blocks of something that we got in this dimension that is steady going.
Hmm.
1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, 6 year, 7, 30. Shit. And
Yeah, this and then
be kind to yourself.
you can't hold yourself that stagnant. You got to be able to move around. Like, and it's generally not been an issue of mine. Like, I got like I'm looking basically through all my long term relationships. I usually have a cap of about 5 years.
Mhm.
Like when it gets to about five, it'd be like, all right, shit. I guess this ain't about to, you know, go no further. But I will say, in my last relationship, it even though I ended it, I didn't look at it as like it's over forever. I just think it was more of like a calibration, and in the way I was looking at it. Now, of course, I don't have the dominion over to say that like that, but it was more so I just needed to catch my breath. I needed to change. You know what I'm saying? And I believe she did too. You know what I mean? And then we've talked about it actually, how it actually has benefited um, us kind of moving our separate ways for a while. Um, but yeah, it's I don't know, it's interesting. Like I said,
Mhm.
and we was talking about, well, sneak peek into shows next month. But we was talking about Twin Flames and how that goes, and I can really see that the relationship I just came out of is truly a twin flame relationship because it's never been a relationship that I've had that had the effect on me that this particular relationship had.
Mhm. Yeah, that's next month, ain't it? Next month
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
that was a teaser. That's what they call a teaser.
Yeah, that twin man, that twin flame and karmic partner, soulmate, kingdom spouse, and
Right, right, right. All
divine partner and life partner and all that. Yeah. But let it go. I mean, it's something that you definitely have to take your time and do, you know. Um, but you may need support. Because I'm telling you, it's like we discussed before. When someone pass away, that's they no longer here physically, we can get over that, right?
right.
But when somebody is still physically here, you got to let go of that person. It's difficult, you know,
Yeah.
and especially when you can't really get to a level of understanding with each other. So I looked at this too, how we break up and how we disconnect and how we let go of each other. It's unhealthy. You know, we can't just sit and have a adult or a high level conversation uh and be like, this ain't working for me no more, whatever you want to do. We just, say ass off, do whatever, and it's a wrap. And it's like that's not healing. That's not, you know, um, that's my take on it with that. When you do get to a point where it's not working anymore, have that heart to heart, you know.
Yeah.
It'll
Yeah,
help the healing process.
I think in my situation, I think we were able to do that. Now it did get a little, I mean, it got emotional at points in times after that. But I feel like once, like at the outset when we had the discussion, I think we did pretty well as far as like um, from an adult perspective. It wasn't like finger pointing and blame. It wasn't like that. I think it was just more so, you know, just how I feel. This don't
Mhm.
mean I love you. I'm not your enemy. All that type of stuff. Like I'm not your enemy. That's the first thing I told her. Like I'm not your enemy. I just feel like we need to kind of move around a little bit. And I really necessarily didn't even want to move around, but that's what needed to happen. That's what needed to happen for real. Just for seeing as how she's grown in certain ways and how I've grown in certain ways. It was just time. It was just necessary for us to go ahead and move around. So yeah, I mean, it's tough, but when the intentions of it are in the right place, it's beneficial for both. And it don't mean,
Mhm.
and just because y'all split in that moment, and you might be split for some time, if it's really meant and y'all have a true connection, I mean, it could come back at a certain point in time, depending on the lessons and you know everything that's learned. So it's tough though. Like it's one of the toughest things that, like I said, I'm a Cancer Venus. I'm a Cancer Sun and a Cancer Venus. It's one of the some of the toughest stuff that I've had to do
Mhm.
for real.
Just
Some
think
of the
about a couple things. Think about, first of all, why do you want to let go of this individual? Think about the why. Think about the why. Be clear and true and honest with yourself. Uh, know what you desire and stick to that. And stick to what the actual reality of the thing is. And that should be able to, hopefully, that'll help, you know, people who may be stuck um, on that let go process.
yeah, that why is big because it's like you will stare that you will stare that why in the face for a long time before it becomes something that you actually act on. Like you stare at it for a
Mhm.
long time. Damn. Like you said, it's like you try to give it some time so that things change. Then when you look up and things aren't changing, it's like shit. Then you start to question yourself, like I'm being a sucker to myself. Like
Right.
I'm being a sucker to myself, and it's like you can understand diplomacy on one end. You can understand being sympathetic and giving people time to work their stuff out. But then after a while, you just you being it's harmful to yourself, and you allowing the behavior. So
Yeah,
you
self
gotta,
sabotage.
yeah, you be
All they do.
sabotaging. Yeah, you gotta make a move. And like that's the hardest point when you get to that point where you feel like you self-sabotage and you feel like you gotta, like, damn, I gotta say something. Like, I can't not say nothing no more. Like, I tried to give it some time to work its way out. I fucking gotta say something now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that should be rough. Like, that's a whole conflict within yourself. Like, you know what I mean? You would decide that shit. What's today's date? The 19th of February. But you might not act on that shit until like March the 27th or April the 17th. Like, you know what I'm
Unless
saying?
you,
Like, right type shit. You know what I mean? So it's rough, man. It's rough, but it's necessary. And then, I mean, it's, you got to be, again. It goes back to self awareness. Goes back to being able to understand that, you know, your journey, like you were saying earlier, it's your journey within the journey. So you gotta
mm-hmm.
grit your teeth, and that shit hits you when you land in the bed by yourself. Though I ain't gonna perk.
Oh, absolutely. That's right.
That shit,
But it's like,
Then you question
I
yourself, like, did I make the right decision? All that shit.
I had the, I'm gonna say privilege, because it's a privilege because I learned a lot. Privilege or uh, I don't know, opportunity to deal with an individual for a long period of time. I won't even say how long, but a long time.
Mhm.
And it showed me no matter what you do, no matter what you try, no matter how hard you love, if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. Uh, so that let me know that time is not really what you need. What you need is to be truthful and honest to yourself. Because if I hadn't been that way years ago, I would have let go. But nope,
Mhm.
you know, not completely. I let go for a little while and look, go back, come back, go back, come back, go back, come back. And so I speak from experience. It's painful, but when I look at it on reflection, I hurt myself because that individual showed me over and over again they wasn't where I was in the connection.
Right.
So I stayed. That's why I'm here today because of that type of relationships. That's why I know what I know because of that relationship.
Yeah,
And
you
not
learn
only
some
just
shit.
that one, but
Yeah, yeah,
consequently
yeah. Right, right.
other ones after that. And
Mhm.
it's the same thing.
And then it's funny, and like I almost find a way every week to tie our relationship discussion back to like your childhood, like
It
because
is.
a lot of the stuff that you go for or let slide or, you know, be super diplomatic on comes from your blind spots or your the things in childhood that you know you didn't get from, in my case, my mom. You know, maybe in your case, your dad, like, you know, the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you kind of learning all these different lessons in real time, and that shit, man, that shit ain't for the faint of heart, for real. Like, that's a lot. Another reason why, like, you will be seeing people like wilding out, doing all kind of crazy stuff to people that they, you know, they're in relationships with, because they don't even understand that they acted on the energy that's been within them for so long, and then it's coming out in this way as well. It's like they don't even know how to take it, so they just like they just explode. You know what I mean? And
What you mean by that?
like say so say if like a person is dealing with somebody that they've been with for a long time, and they're triggered by like a behavior characteristic that their partner has that came from like one of their parents. never was able to kind of like sort it out with their parent. They was never able to probably talk to their parent about it. They was never able to express it to their parents that whatever they did made them feel a certain kind of way. So now when it shows up in a companionship type of relationship, and you mix all that emotion into it, it's just as emotional as the parent connection. But now, you know, you tend to look at our parents on the pedestal and we kind of be here. But now you got a companionship relationship where we look at each other like eye to eye. So now you feel more emboldened to speak what's on your mind, and you might not have a filter. And then, you know, it's just like you will see a behavior that just triggers a whole different uh you know a whole set of circumstances, or it triggers a whole um triggers a person to just go wild because they haven't been able to express themselves. It's been suppressing them for so long. Now it comes out on this companionship level.
I was going to ask you that. So you're not able to actually deal with it,
Right, right.
and now as an adult in your relationship.
Now it comes up, and now you feel like you can speak
Mhm.
on it. You speak on it, and it's unhealthy because you haven't had a chance to heal that part of you. You know what I'm saying? So it comes out as a outburst, like a unhealthy emotional outburst. You know what I mean? Like, you know, hopefully it don't get violent or like that, but it tends to, like, you know what I'm saying, things like that. Yeah, like people will be like, well, I don't know what made him act like that. He ain't never acted like that before, or I don't know what made her do that. She ain't never did that. It's unresolved stuff that just finally comes to the surface, and they don't know how to handle it when it comes to the surface.
Because it's been deep down for so long
Hmm.
in childhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I tell you, uh, most most emotional wounds were created when you was a child.
Hmm.
Now when you're an adult, and so when you become an adult and you in these relationships, it's just read like wounds that wound. You know, we rehearse that wound, but the wound not new. You know,
Right.
and,
Right. Right. Right.
and and that's the part of the part too where it's hard to let go because it's like you said before the call, the trauma bonding
Hmm.
uh, plays a part of it too, and it's like they cool motherfuckers. They cool people. Ain't nothing wrong with the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Most people not bad people. It's just some things for a purpose. Some things it's a lesson, and most times things expire because you are actually here to experience. You're here to experience more than one church, more than one book, more than one person, more than one meal. You're here to
Right. Right.
experience. And
Facts.
the upside is if, if I just kind of wish I listened years ago. You know, I remember just hearing, let him go. My mind, let him go, let him go. I'm just doubling down in my ego. You know what I mean? But if I could do it again, I wish I would listen to my mind, my heart, my gut years ago.
Right. Right. Right.
Oh, because it was the best thing I could do for myself. My life is so much better because I'm at peace. People I deal with, they want to deal with me. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying?
Right.
They
Right.
want
Right.
to love me. I love. They want. It's not like it's a force. It's a flow of reciprocity. And I couldn't get here. I was stuck in the other buffoonery. So it's like, uh, you could get you. It's worth it. Just say that it's worth it. Now, this is if it's truly nothing else you can do in your relationship. If you had done all you can do, now don't just go because one little old flipper. No, not that.
Right. Right. Right.
If you had done all you can do,
Hmm.
stand. You gotta go.
Right, 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 right. Facts.
Now, if you ain't tried it, you come on, you gotta try. You gotta put in the work.
Mm.
But get some support if you need some support, because this ain't no joke.
Right.
Um,
And then so like and then another thing too, like when you're going through these situations with your partner, unless you have people who are um interested in your healing and your growth, like you should probably keep your relationship to yourself. Like what I mean
private,
is private
yes.
because people be they'll have their opinions on the
Hmm.
outside and they don't really know from the angle of which you know it from. They're interjecting their hurt, their traumas, their
That's right.
ways of looking at it, and so it kind of clouds your judgment to feel like, oh well, damn, like maybe I am making a mistake by trying to work on it or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times people will kind of throw their opinion on it, and it's a very limited opinion. It's only their perception, and their perception is less than 5% of what the situation is because they're only getting it from a distance or just from what you're speaking to them. You know what I mean? So
Definitely
you gotta be
private.
gotta be careful with that.
It's like it's okay to flaunt on social media and all that stuff, but me, I've rarely have I done that. My stuff is mostly private because
Hmm.
um I'm just this way.
Me too.
Um
Very private.
because it's you have time to enjoy each other. It's not and people give you the evil eye and all kind of shit. But having a private relationship, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I ain't saying I'm gonna be no secret with you, but we could be
Right,
definitely
right, right. That
definitely be
ain't that ain't
private.
because a lot of
Um,
times, and then a lot of times people will see your relationship and be, the first sign of it's like, some type of adversity. And like, see, I told you, like, you know what I'm saying? Versus trying. And I'm not saying that it's always like that. I'm not saying that every person is like that, but some people are jealous of the fact that you are able to have, a certain type of relationship. They might look at their relationships and they might like study their relationships and like, damn, I'm always in drama. I always have this type of dude or whatever. And then they might look at your relationship and seeing that it's nothing like that. And even though or now that you have some type of adversity, now they feel like your relationship is on the same like frequency as theirs, and that is
mhm,
is more than likely not. It's just the fact that most like all relationships go. Anytime you're in a relationship with somebody, it's gonna be some type of shit because,
right.
and I say shit, I mean adversity because it's all about growth. It's all about trying to level up. You either gonna level up or you're gonna die off. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't know how to level up in a relationship. All they know how to do is to cut people off and move on to the next experience. And then they've realized that within this experience is really the same experience. It's just a different
Different
person
person.
with a different name and a different face.
So
So
they never reset.
right,
It's after you let go, you need a respite period.
mm,
But
right, right,
when you resting, you are you're integrating. You're becoming more clear.
right.
Um, yep. But you're right. Keep your stuff private. And when you do get support, get with somebody you trust.
Yeah, somebody who is like not somebody who is on a frequency in which they can understand that it's a cause and effect to everything versus like, sometimes you would just have people that just take your side because
Mhm. Y'all
friends.
best friends.
Yeah, versus them.
I ain't that friend though, so don't come to me. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
I ain't that friend either. But a lot of times we have those friends that want to be like, I call it building a fan base. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you would go and you would be like, yeah, he did this and this. They'd be like, yeah, no, I told you wasn't shit. Da, 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 da. But really, if they were your friends, they would look at it objectively. And, well, what part did you play in this? Like, have you heard him out? Is what he's saying valid? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. Like, anytime my homeboys come to me with stuff like that, I'm the same. Like, hold on, like, well, what's your part in it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
What they
I hear
response? What they response?
it just depends. It just depends on what it is. It might take a little minute before I can
Pride
shine the
out
mirror,
of
like put the mirror back on them. But like, nah, it ain't. But I got some pretty sensible homeboys. They always come around like, okay, I see where you're coming from. Like, I see how she could feel like that based on that. You know what I'm saying? So it just really goes. You just really got to be careful when you interjecting people into your business, because you got to know who you interject into your business, because
Mhm.
it might be somebody who happy that you ain't with that person no more, based on the fact that they could see that it was somebody, not necessarily that, not because you aren't happy, but it's a simple fact that they put their, a lot of times we look at stuff like, well, damn, if she can get that, why can't I get that? So,
Mhm.
you know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
So it's like, when they see that your shit faltering or your shit is going a certain kind of way, now it's like, okay, I get it. Like, now we on the, I get, like, now we on the same level of frequency or whatever. Now they want to interject they thoughts and opinions and shit like that. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Good
buddy.
stuff. Good stuff. I hope that kind of helps some folk out if they in that situation. Uh, we gonna pull some cards, and what we gonna ask is,
What
what is
is
holding you from letting go if you need to let go?
right? If you need to let go, what is stopping
What's
you from
holding
letting
you back?
go? Yeah, 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 yeah.
And so we'll start with Aries. You use your tarot deck and using the card, pulling cards.
I'm gonna use the tarot deck since you're using
I'm gonna
the
use the
plan.
divine truth deck.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my trusty rider
It's
weight.
my favorite deck right now.
Okay.
It's so a lot of different messages in it, so I'm gonna use that.
Mm,
So we're going to get these messages. Aries. What's holding Aries back from you? So Aries, you got psychic and perception. So
let's keep it Aries.
you be if you need to let go and your holdup is how you are seeing things, how you are looking at it. Um, you are afraid to letting go. Maybe afraid of sometimes you be afraid of if we let go, might not be to find somebody else. A fear of being alone. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Um, so Aries, yes, your
yeah,
holdup is the way you're perceiving things, and you have a lot of fear around leaving a relationship.
that makes a lot of sense. I pulled the six swords in reverse. It's like the
Hmm.
inability to move forward, stuck
Yeah.
in a rut. So it's just like you kind of like, damn, should I? Should I? That's just indecisiveness. It's almost, even though it's a six. It's a six of swords. Three times two is six, so it's double the three energy.
Right, right, right.
But
Lord,
yeah,
help you.
yeah. So you really got to get decisive, Aries. Make a decision. Figure out why you are not want to let go? Is it self sabotage? Is the viable reason as to why you don't want to let go? Can it be salvaged, or are you being a martyr?
Mm. All right, Aries, we got Taurus.
What is keeping Taurus stuck?
Taurus.
What is not allowing Taurus to let go? It's still
Hmm.
it's still cold outside. Taurus ain't trying to let go until it at least get a little light.
Third eye and dancing in love. They still in love with this person. Uh, and this may be an elevated connection because they're able to see through their third eye. They're probably able to see beyond the turbulence right now. So they're not ready to let go because they still in love with the person and they're able to foresee things being better because they are using their third eye.
Right.
Um, so that's okay. That's good, but you can still like step back a little bit so you can be able to, you know, really feel what you need to be doing at the present moment now because everything is now.
Yep. So I pulled the Seven of Wands, and Taurus are stubborn. So let's start there. Taurus are very stubborn. Uh, so I got Seven of Wands is about hard fought victory, me against the world. So it's like a wheel. They're gonna wheel themselves into in their mind, like you said, they see this connect. They see past the faults, so they're gonna
Mhm.
try to use their will to wheel the other person into alignment with them. And I mean, it may work, it may not work, but you just putting a lot on the line, Taurus. You can still achieve your desired result just by falling back. That's not in the nature of Taurus. So, but what's really holding them back from letting go is the fact that they feel like they can beat you upside the head with their love.
Make you take it.
Uh-huh.
All right, Gemini.
What is stopping
Gemini.
Gemini? Like, what is stopping Gemini?
Gemini. You got stressed and sweet. You stuck between you confused.
Yeah.
Confusion got you. You're emotionally drained. Um, you like this person a lot, but you're stuck between the like the rock and the hard place, like the sweet side and the not so sweet side. So being stuck in those two energies is like is not allowing you to see things for what they are and let them go. And you're not emotionally balanced.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you was done. So I pulled for Gemini the two, which is twin. uh, I pulled the two of wands, which is about getting out of your comfort zone. Was also time to act. So, like you said, they kind of stuck in between they in the neutral zone. They can see both sides of it. They can see the pluses and the minuses, but the fact that they can see all of that keeps them stuck in neutral.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's really time for you, Gemini, to make a decision about what's in your best interest and not necessarily what's the diplomatic way to go. I mean, it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out best when you stay true to yourself instead of trying to appease and acquiesce to a situation that's not beneficial for you or as beneficial as it is for somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cancer. Probably about to be the same thing for Cancer.
What is? Oh,
stuck in between a rock and a hard place.
doggone Kansas. Let's see what y'all got.
What
Hmm.
is stopping Cancer from being able to let go? What is stopping Cancer from being able to let
Y'all kind of quiet.
go? Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's because we just been sitting back trying to see what the hell we supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. You got enlightenment and distorted.
So distorted, you know what to do, but it ain't clear.
Nope. That's exactly what it is. It's like you know the truth. But you let all type of different kind of forces, distort your enlightenment. So but you also stuck in the trauma of it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. I pulled the devil card in reverse, so it's about freeing yourself. Um, and like you said, you know the truth, but you willing to keep you willing to stay on the ride just to see where it's gonna go, even though you know where the ride gonna go. Just because in your mind, you such a damn hopeless romantic and shit that you think is gonna turn your way, but the truth is actually showing you where it's going, and you're just not accepting it. So
Mm-hmm.
free yourself, Cancer. Escape the misery that you putting yourself in, and again, like just like I said for Gemini, like it's or for Taurus, like you can get what you want without having to be so. It's not really forceful in the Cancer way, but it's just like hopeful, and they just like on the hanging on the if it was a movie or like a performance, you hanging on every word. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do all that. Just do you, and if it come back, great. If not, great too.
Right, right, right. Who we got next?
Uh, is it Leo? Yes, Leo.
Okay. Leo. Leo.
What is stopping Leo? This she might not get no cards from this. They be Leo's run. They bounce. They might not have no cards.
It's
They'll bounce.
surprise and agreement. So with this, I feel like there was a connection you were in with someone where it was going pretty great, pretty well. So you were so surprised that it's kind of falling apart. And so because you were surprised about this, it holds you from not being able to let go. Um, yeah. It's like you made your mind up about somebody or a relationship, but it didn't work out. And like you surprised, like damn it didn't work out. I gotta let go.
Right,
You're
right.
not really ready to do that. So that's what I see for Leos.
Facts. So I pulled the death card in reverse, and that's fear of change and resistance. So like you said, um, like I said, Leo is definitely a bounce, but when it's something that they invest in and something that they actually want, like they I know this like from being close to Leos all my life. It's like they ain't gonna let the shit that they want, they ain't gonna let it go. It's resistance. It's like they gonna hold on to it. Like I know I ain't gonna say that on camera. But yeah.
But your
I know my
mom a Leo, right?
yeah. I was actually getting ready to make a reference about my mom, but I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, don't do
Put her
mom like that.
I ain't about to put her business out in the street.
Yeah, don't put her business. This internet shit. This
It's
stuff
funny.
careful.
It's funny that you said like your mom Leo. 'Cause I was getting ready to say something about my mom. And I was like, yeah, I ain't about to say that. But yeah.
I like Leos though. They cool to me.
Yeah, they cool people. They definitely.
Yeah, you gotta be willing to work with them, but they all right.
Yeah, they cool people.
I know a lot of Leos.
I
Who we got?
just
Virgo?
know Leos
Huh?
are strictly. I said Leos are strictly for friendships for me though.
Oh,
Strictly for. Yeah, we have Virgo.
all right, Virgo.
Virgo.
Virgo, you got stressed, and avoidance.
I know somebody that applies to too.
It's like you getting yourself um like what you call it, where you did this place, like I'm trying to use a I can think of what I'm trying to use, but it's like you busy doing this over here, you busy doing this, but you don't want to deal with it because like maybe you going to
You kind of
school or something, or I
suppressing
don't.
it
Mhm.
like it's a suppression or something. Like you.
Yep, suppressing it. It's like you
Mhm.
try to keep busy doing something else versus dealing with your core issue, your core, the core problem you got going on. Trying to do other things to not deal with that connection.
Right. Yeah. So I pulled the Lover's card in reverse, and that's about a relationship turning sour, um, and dysfunction. So it's like to put that along the same lines of what you was just talking about. They see the problem, but it's like they still trying to figure out a way in which it can work, even though they know the shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So it's all really at this point all about them getting to a point where they just like, you know what, it ain't gonna work. I ain't even gonna keep hoping that it's gonna work. I'm gonna make the moves I need to make for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Talk my mama up too. She just called me.
Uh-oh.
Right,
You're
right. I was
Libra.
Virgo, so Libra.
You're right. Libra. What we got for Libras? That word still is it's like the first.
What is the let's keep
Libra.
let's keep Libra.
Oh. Libra got secrets and career driven. So I feel like for Libras, they trying to ghost. They try to sneak away, focus on their career. Uh
Mm,
versus so they don't mind letting it go. They don't really want to deal with it. They won't
mhm.
just let it go and go, deal with their career, be career driven.
Yeah, that's wild. So I pulled the Ace of Pentacles.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So money, good fortune, financial blessings. I think the way I looked at it, it could be exactly what you're talking about, but it also could be they don't want to let go because the person they dealing with got that bag, and they want
Could be.
they want
That
to
could be
hold
one
on
way
to
to read it. You're right.
I know it ain't really working how I want it to work, but damn it, they paid. I can't let go of that bread. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my air sign secrets. I'm gonna be kind of secretive. I'm gonna be cordial, so I can keep reaping the benefits of this money. That's what
Oh,
it is.
that could be it too. For some
Yeah.
people, it could be different groups.
Yeah, it could be different groups. It could be, yeah, for sure. But I think there's at least a couple people that's on some trying to get that bag out they partner.
Some folk like that now.
Especially that's that air sign. That's that air sign. That's that air sign type shit too.
No, what about SI? No.
Shoot, that's the air sign. I'm a Gemini, Scorpio. I mean, a Gemini, Mars, and Mercury. I know how it is. Like that's them the salesmen. They be selling shit. They sell thought. They sell all type of shit. I'm gonna sell the thought process to you.
Scorpios. What we got for the Scorpios?
Let's stop the Scorpio from it.
Oh,
Let's stop the
Scorpio.
Scorpio.
How kind of cold is falling out?
Let's stop the Scorpio from it. What is stopping Scorpio?
Solitude and avoidance. Yep, this is the same type of energy as Virgo. Um, they've like somebody's gone like mute. They're like not. They've kind of left, but they not left. You know what I mean? They kind of like turned off, like numb.
Mm-hmm.
But they're avoiding the situation. They're avoiding dealing with the connection.
Yep, that makes sense. And I pulled the Empress card. So the Empress card is about like nurturing, living life full on, like savoring the fruits of your labor. So if you are kind of holding yourself back um, and not, putting yourself out there, then you stopping yourself from experiences that can be fulfilling to you. And you feel like you should. I mean, you feel like that again that water energy is deep. We feel like we can take people in that water with us and get them to act right, but it's really about understanding that you got to live your life and let the chips fall where they may, and not keep yourself dammed up and emotionally, what I'm saying, stuck in a place.
Mm-hmm. Now we got sad, right?
Sagittarius. Yeah, Sagittarius. We'll just stop at Sagittarius. Don't too much stop them from letting go. They let go. Sagittarius be letting
I
go.
don't know.
They don't give a shit. He said, "You don't know."
Mm-hmm. If they ever join a damn party,
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. They'll join, but shit, like once they
fragmentation, comfort zone. They somewhere party and shit. Um,
right.
I think they're somewhat. I feel with this, they're somewhat have already let go of fragments of a connection, but not the full connection. They're
Mm-hmm.
still like fragments, still like shadow fragments,
Mm-hmm.
but they are releasing a little bit at a time. As more they get comfortable, the more they release more and more. As for Sagittarius.
So I pulled the Four Swords, which is about meditation, contemplation, and rehab. So that's pretty much the same thing. It's like they're kind of in the place of contemplation, and um, while they rehab from whatever it was, it's still kind of keeping them keeping them in that place, and they still contemplating it from their perspective to make sure it's not something they really want to do or be in.
All right, Capricorn.
Well, it's stopping Capricorn from like
Illusion and missing pieces.
these
Mhm.
cards be on point, man. They be on point.
So Capricorn, you have some misunderstanding and overstanding. There's something with a connect that you can't really, that you don't quite understand yet. So because you don't really understand it, you can't let go. Um, it's some lies around a relationship, illusions. So you are actually seeking the truth. You're looking for some missing pieces to be able to put it together to be able to say, okay, yeah, I can let it go now. But you're gathering some kind of data right now.
Go ahead and do a shameless plug. So this is why you. This is why anybody who watching or if you watch this afterwards, you got to get with us for reading. She all the way in Texas. I'm all the way in Ohio, and we get in the same type of stuff. So I picked the judgment, or I pulled the judgment card in reverse. So that's about ignoring signs in your face, making excuses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's really about you deciding to what you gonna do about the stuff you see. Are you gonna keep letting it slide, or you gonna go ahead and make a stand? You know what I mean? Shoot or dribble. That's where you at.
Shooter
Personal
dribble.
level. Shoot or dribble. Where you at?
But you know, Capricorns, or we want to see the data, the information. We want to,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
um, get what you need and let.
But at this point, y'all, you see what it is like. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh yeah.
about you deciding to like, all right, damn, I see what it is. Coming to that conclusion, and like, all right, now what I'm gonna do since I know what it is.
Yep.
We got
For sure.
we got Aquarius.
Aquarius.
What is stopping Aquarius from?
What we got? Aquarius.
What is stopping Aquarius from letting go?
Telepathy and psychic.
Damn.
You're in a connection with somebody that you actually communicate telepathically with this person, and that kind of like keeps you, because it's on a like 5D, and then but you in the physical also. So it's kind of keeping you like confused almost. It's like, okay, you communicate me with through the mind one way, but then in the physical a different way. So that's keeping you like confused. Your intuition is like, okay, which one is it? What's going? I mean, you like, which one is it?
Right.
Um, Follow your intuition. Follow your good. Follow your
Okay.
good.
So I pulled the Justice card in reverse. Well, that's like payback, karma coming due, maybe a situation that was unfair to you. So you are kind of tethered to that experience because it's like you waiting for karma to spin the block and you waiting for that payback. You know what I mean? So I mean, you really don't have to be there when karma show up. You can let karma do what karma gonna do because karma gonna do it. But at the same time, Aquarius is like, nah, fuck that. I want to see how it go down when it go down.
Mhm.
That's what's keeping them from letting go.
Yep. Last but not least, Pisces.
Old Pisces, old fishy fishes.
It's Pisces season starting today.
It is.
Pisces
Yeah,
season.
I'll be seeing them all on the book all day.
Huh?
I've been seeing them on the book all day talking about
Oh.
Pisces. What is keeping Pisces from?
So you got frequency. How was get this called? And intervention. With this, you're really Pisces is in their head space and they are expecting a miracle in this connection. So they in that Neptune like energy, that dreamy like the dreamy, disconnected, blurry energy. But you see on this card, she hugging a man that's not really there, right?
Mm,
And so that's what's keeping you from not being able to let go. It's like you're not able to really see things clear for what they really are.
yeah. So it's almost like that. I forgot what card this came up with earlier. Oh, it's Taurus, Seven of Wands.
Hmm.
Me, me against the world, hard fought victory. So it's like they trying so hard to fight for this thing that, like you said, is not truly there. It's like an illusion. So they they doing all the stuff. They're doing all the things, but um, they're not gonna be able to manifest the way in which they think because it's not going to be reciprocal. It's basically the reciprocation level isn't going to be there. But they trying their best to Pisces to use their
Imagination.
their imagination and intuition and all that psychic shit they got to make it work. It's gonna be a little it's gonna be a little disappointing when they realize it actually.
That was all 12 signs.
That was it. That was all of it. Like I said, and I just did a shameless plug earlier. Um, but like I said, she all the way down there, I'm all the way up here, and we pretty much was pulling the same thing. So, and we didn't talk about it. We don't never talk about what we're gonna pull except for the topic. We discuss the topic and then we pull cards. So it's our spirit. We just the conduit. That's all we
Mhm.
are.
That's right.
Hmm.
For sure.
Yep. So that's another one in the books. I don't see anybody in the chat that wants to read it.
So people
So
was
hold on, let me look on my other. Let me look.
messaging through TikTok
Oh, really?
for reading. I told me to come to the show on Monday nights. Maybe we can't go live and get so many people over there.
Right, right, right.
But I said I can go live, but got to wait to go live on TikTok.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah,
Hope
we
it's
gonna get
romantic. Yep, they get you in trouble though.
what?
Hopeless romanticism.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's
She put
great.
hope. She put hope full.
Uh-huh. Hopeful.
Mm, yeah.
Ain't nobody.
In
It's
the
good.
chat.
It's good to remain to could continue with a healthy
Outlook.
view on love, though.
Hold on. I'm gonna call you right back, man. Hold on, I'm gonna call you right back.
I didn't hear what you said.
So I'm gonna call you right back. I'm doing a podcast.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
She done called me like 4 times. Like,
You sure? You sure ain't nothing going on?
nah, she good. She all right.
Mhm.
I'll get with her in a minute.
Yeah, to believe in love. Yeah, you got to keep. You do have to keep believing in it
Mm-hmm.
because again, uh, everything is just getting you ready, right?
Right.
Till you get to that person, and then you be like, I see why I had to go through all this, go through this, that. That's it. That's what it's about. It's just experiences.
Yep. She said to believe in love. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's definitely good to have that outlook. It's definitely good to believe in love and to move in a way in which you are um, trying to elevate in love. But again, it's also about knowing where you are, um, and the fact that especially if it's like a companionship type of situation that you only have the control over yourself. That you can't control their perception, their understanding of it, none of that. So like you would drive yourself crazy trying to get them to see what you see.
Oh, she
Uh,
she asked, she want to know about the personal.
yeah, by letting go. Yeah, she want to know. Yeah, she want to know if she should let go. You want to pull some? Want to pull some?
It say, what is the core said by you personally by letting go? Let's see. I'm gonna use the playing deck. Let me see what we got.
All right.
What?
Do the cards. Okay. What?
Wow. I know I see it's a past life connection with somebody. Because I put the date on two sixes, two six of hearts.
Karma.
Hmm. What we got? I have the King of Hearts
Divine love.
and the
Masculine.
and the Queen of Spades. So it's like it's a spiritual connection with somebody from the past. But this love is like it may remind you of your father because of this King of Hearts, but it's almost as if the King of Hearts also like he's a hopeless romantic he's a hopeless romantic. That's his thing. You look at this card, you can see it real close. He actually has a dagger in his head. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but at the same time, you know that you are a priestess, Queen of Spades. You are on a spiritual journey. So it's like you are split between the two. The physical love for someone as well as your love for your spiritual journey. your love for your spiritual path, and that's like holding you up a little bit. Um, as well as when we feel like somebody is our spiritual match, or that person, it's also hard to let go of that person as well. Like if they're like a twin flame or someone on that magnitude, it's hard to let that person go versus you know other relationships.
So I pulled the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So the two things that stuck out to me, and you're gonna understand this, cuz is can't trust and scared. So really, you should base your decision to let go or not about what you know about the situation from the aspect of not being able to trust and being scared.
And it
Because
goes back to your relationship with your father. Something with that. Is it you saying fear? It could be that too. The King of Hearts, that's father. And then two, the Queen of Spades talk about two also inner work, shadow work. So um working more on some inner things that's only, you know, between you and you.
is that helpful? Cause she said,
Your advice, I just put an advice card. That's the Five of Hearts. So your advice is like to allow the change. Um, things maybe right now, things are on the move. Five is about movement. So your love energy is being moved around, shifted around. Um, mhm.
oh yeah,
It's
but
being
I get
shifted
it.
around and moved around. But so it's just saying just to allow the changes. Because once the changes go through and when everything settle out, then this five of heart don't mean that we can't get love. It just means some movement, some changes got to happen. Some moving around.
And the daddy part ain't about like your actual dad. I think it's more so about what we talked about as far as your comfort
Right.
level from the divine masculine. That part, like your comfort and being with the divine masculine, and how comfortable he made you feel in that role.
Mm-hmm.
So him in that role, being just not being able to trust certain things, and how you know what we talk about, cuz she know what we talk about.
But
That makes
the daddy part could be from um what show we did? Was that last 2 weeks ago? With the parent,
a couple, yeah.
yeah.
It was a minute ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be something like that. Because those do correlate to what we have going on in our life as adults.
Mhm.
Uh, and you can have a great relationship with your parents. That helps.
Yeah. I think the daddy part is more so. I remember me and her talked about how, like, in her relationship, that he was like was a he protected her, and he made her feel, he gave her like that daddy energy, even though it's like
Mhm.
not in a weird way. So I feel like it's more of, when it comes to him being like scared or not being able to trust, it's that aspect of it that's kind of keeping him from being that to her right now. Like the fact that he can't trust, the fact that he's scared is keeping him from being all that he
Mm-hmm.
can and his divine masculine energy.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yeah, we done knocked another one down, sis. Another one in the books.
Another one in the books.
I don't even know how many we done did at this point. We've been at it since what, like
We had
October?
20. I think this was 21, I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Okay. That's what's up. So that's 21 weeks. That's pretty dope.
That's 21 weeks. Yeah, sure is. 21
She
weeks.
said she said we confirmed her intuition. That's what's up. I don't know, no
Mhm.
problem. No, that's what
That's
we here
good.
for. That's what we
Yeah,
here for.
people have like sent DMs through social media and they ask for readings. And so we do free readings on Monday nights.
Right.
So I told me no, come to the show on Monday nights and be happy to give them a free reading.
It's a
Uh,
lot on me. I gotta get better at promoting and posting and stuff like that. So that's on
mhm.
me. I gotta get better.
Yeah, I hate that it ain't come because I want to be able to because I like doing it.
Too. I do too.
Yeah, I like doing it because I know that learning tarot, learning codology has really guided my life a lot.
Mhm.
And that's what gave me the motivation to come and share and help other people because it really does help. Uh, and we'll have a show on that one day about the negative views on tarot, the negative views on
It's a misunderstanding and the misinformation.
misunderstanding. It's a big misunderstanding. Uh, so and you really missing out on a great part of guidance.
Right. It's just really another level of, like you said, guidance. And um, I tell people all the time, it's like if you you go outside and before you go outside, you look to see if it's raining, you look to see how what the temperature is. It's the same thing.
I look at too, Dre, when you get those daily prayer books where you have a
Mhm.
day, every day's different prayer, different. It's no different.
Ain't no different.
Whether I have a book and read a prayer, if I have a card and read a prayer, it's the same thing. It's just the perception, the program that you've been given,
Right.
and it's just trickery.
That's
So
all. Yeah.
yeah, we'll discuss it one day.
Yeah. That's
Do a
that's gonna
full
be it.
show.
Yeah. Well, all
All right.
right, good. That was episode 21. Hope y'all enjoyed. I appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody who came and commented and watched and observed. That's the same thing. But yeah, we'll be back next week. And until then, holla at y'all.
Great night.
Please. Thanks.